Many players are burning their miners in the resource well event, but some of them are actually losing value. In this video, I'll show you when it makes sense to burn miners and when you should skip the event completely. Hello guys, and welcome back to another RollerCoin episode. Before we start, quick reminder, when this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will give away 3 prizes of $20 in crypto to 3 of you. So if you enjoy these RollerCoin strategies and event breakdowns, subscribing really helps the channel grow and motivates me to keep making guides like this. In today's video, we are going to talk about 2 current events in RollerCoin, the resource well and the puzzle event. I'll explain what I personally think about them, whether they are worth doing, and what strategy I would recommend so you don't waste miners or RLT on something that isn't actually profitable. Let's start with the resource well event. First thing I want to say is, I really hope you didn't burn anything yet, because there is something important that many players might not realize before they start throwing miners into the well. As always, the event has 10 reward levels, and honestly the rewards are pretty decent for this type of event. But the real question is not whether the rewards look good. The real question is it actually worth burning your miners to reach them? My opinion is pretty simple. If you have cheap or trash miners that you never use and that are not worth waiting to burn during the normal burning event, then the resource well can actually be useful. Because normally in the burning event, you might burn 5 or 6 weak miners and then wait 1 hour before you can burn again. But in the resource, well, you can basically dump all of those useless miners at once and clean up your inventory. So if you have miners that you know you will never use, this event can be a good way to convert them into something better. One important tip though, before you burn anything, you can calculate exactly what level you will reach. Just add the miners into the well without clicking the burn button yet, and the game will show you how many parts you will get. I actually didn't know this the first time, so I made calculations thinking I could reach level 8 and get the 36 pH miner. But then I realized there is actually a limit to how many parts you can burn, which means you might not reach the level you expect. So yeah, today I also learned something new. What I did instead was basically clean up my inventory. I removed miners that are basically trash, that way I'm keeping my setup more efficient. Another important thing for me personally is that I don't want to exceed the 15 A per second limit right now. I'm currently close to that, so I'm trying to stay around 14.5 A per second. If I get promoted too early, my earnings could actually drop, so I'm trying to manage that carefully. So my final opinion about the resource well is simple. If you have useless miners, go ahead and burn them. But if you have miners that still have some value, or that you could use later for real burning events, then it might be smarter to skip it. No need to burn everything just to get something like 5 pH per second. Now let's talk about the puzzle event. And honestly, this event is actually pretty interesting for new players, especially if you are still building your mining power. If you look at the rewards, there are actually some very good ones. You can get 350 RST, 2 rewards of 150 RST, several miners with solid power, and also common parts. So just from the rewards alone, it already looks pretty decent. My main advice for beginners is always the same. Play the games. For this event, you only need 98 games, which honestly is not that bad. If you're like me and you don't enjoy playing 100 games in one sitting, just play a few games every day. The event lasts long enough that you can slowly reach the required amount without forcing yourself to grind all at once. Now let's talk about the exchange missions, because this is where things become a little bit tricky. There are missions that require 6 RLT, 26 RLT, 42 RLT, 62 RLT, and 98 RLT. If you already have some crypto inside the game, you could exchange around 12 RLT, complete 2 missions, and open 6 loot boxes just to test your luck. But going much further than that can become very expensive. If you try to complete everything, you would need to open around 196 loot boxes, each costing 1.45 RLT. And at that point you will almost certainly spend more than you get back. Even if you go up to around 26 boxes, just to reach the 8th reward, which is the 10 pH per second miner with 8% bonus, you still end up spending quite a lot of RLT. And honestly, there is a better option. Instead of spending that much RLT on loot boxes, you can simply go to the RollerCoin marketplace and look for miners around the same price. And most of the time you will find much stronger miners for that amount. So overall, my opinion about both events is this. For the resource, well, burn miners only if they are truly trash and useless. For the puzzle event, It's good if you complete the game missions, but spending large amounts of RLT is probably not worth it. That's my strategy for these events. If this video helped you understand the events better, make sure to subscribe because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will give away 3 times $20 in crypto. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next RollerCoin guide.